Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog, with another sales tip for sales professionals. During the meet and greet stage of the sale, the second affirmation. Now, you might remember the first affirmation, it's showtime. Kick it up. Enthusiasm, energy, eye contact. Well, the second affirmation is what I call the affirmation of determination. You say this to yourself with conviction. You're going to buy it here. You're going to buy it now. You're going to buy it from me, and that's that. Here, now, from me, and that's that. You've got to have the now commitment from the consumer. Now, that's very difficult for a brand new salesperson to grasp that the consumer will make a $50, $60, $70, $80,000 purchase now. But they will. They've already done a lot of research. They've already made brand decision in most cases. But you, as a sales professional, have to get them to the now commitment. And the now commitment is a very important thing. You don't always get that. Mr. Consumer, if you could own this car on your own terms, you'd own it now, wouldn't you? That is the most important word track you will ever learn. The consumer might ask you any number of questions, but somewhere in those initial conversations, now remember, don't hammer the customer with question after question like a machine gun. No, space them out through the casual conversation. Don't grill the customer. And I really hate it when a salesperson takes a consumer to the desk and just grills them with question after question back to back. Mr. Customer, let me ask you a question. If you could own this car on your own terms, you'd own it now, wouldn't you? Of course you would. Well, great. Let's get with the manager and discuss your terms, and there'll be no pressure to buy whatsoever. That's fair, isn't it? A very complex word tract, and I'm going to break it down into pieces. If you could own this car, not buy it, own it, on your terms, that's your terms, you'd own it now, wouldn't you? Of course you would. Great. Let's pick one out and drive it. Drive it. We'll get with the management and discuss your terms with no pressure to buy whatsoever. Now that's fair, isn't it? No pressure to buy. That's fair, isn't it? Now remember, this is not memorization, it's conversation. Learn to speak naturally. I've said this word track different ways every time I say it because it's natural conversation, it's not memorization. I don't sound rehearsed. I sound fluid, natural. Mr. Customer, let me ask you a question. Now, if you could own this car on your terms, you'd own it now, wouldn't you? You would, wouldn't you? Of course you would. Hey, let's pick one out and drive it. We'll get with the manager. We'll discuss your terms. I never say negotiate. Discuss your terms, and there'll be no pressure to buy whatsoever. That's fair, isn't it? Another sales tip from the Alpha Dog.